Tak, dobrý večer, přátelé, dobrý večer. Toliko k tomu, že to dneska zvládnu zapnout dřív. Máme opět chvilku po 10. hodině, takže nezvládnu. A jdeme zase kousíček na to. Kousilínek si odehrajeme z téhle. Abych pravdu řekl, zatím si o té hře myslím, nebo jinak. Abych pravdu řekl, zatím mi to nepřipadá, jako že bych hrál nějakou příběhový RPGčko, ale spíš mi to přijde jako nějaká psychedelická point and click adventura z prvky RPG. Takže, no, ještě ke všemu ten příběh je takovej, že fakt zatím nevím, co si o tom mám myslet. Takže jsem zvědavý, jako jestli se to konečně někdy pořádně rozjede nebo ne, nebo jestli mě ta hra fakt úplně ztratí. Ale zkusíme. Aspoň chviličku, zase chviličku něco tady poklikáme. Tak. Každopádně jsme tady v té zastavárně. Kde by jsme možná mohli za prvý prodávat flašky, nebo já nevím, kde je budeme moc prodávat. A za druhý se možná dozvíme, jestli jsme si tady náhodou nezastavili náš kvér. Či něco podobného.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-travelled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Radši, tahle pro stereo 8 schválená mašina. Co opravdu chci vidět je, mohlo by se mi toto zařízení hodit při mé policejní práci? Jste si jistý, že jsou všechny funkční?
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself, silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by, nocturnal animals climbing on the roof, airship rotors, that kind of thing.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that, or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Jak jsi tak k ní přišel?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
700? Jste se snad pomátl. Vždyť taková je na každém rohu. Když započítám riziko při jejím získávání, se mi to zdá přestřelené. 700 reálů zní férově. Dovedu si představit, že nebylo snadné ji uříznout.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
The light has been removed and rewired. That's 2 transformations. But what about the third?
Chápu, že uříznout ji a předělat kabeláž se promítne do ceny, ale co dalšího?
The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Okay, that checks out. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian nights.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Počkat, tyhle vypadají jako René, ten stařík, co hraje petánk.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Mají dát lidem naději, dokonce i my. To zvládneme. Kontrast má být zrcadlný, tak jak to bylo. I kohortám kapitálu nelze zvítězit, zeptejte se mého přítele Garta, či čupku to ze mě udělalo. Přál bych si, aby to bylo více citlivé. V současné podobě to nemohu komentovat.
I don't like either set very much, to be honest. But there are many parents among my customers.
Můžeme někomu to darovat? Bude mi to k něčemu?
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Ne, akorát si ji můžeme vzít tak maximálně do ruky. Okay. Dobře, jdeme s ním pokecat.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Dobře.
I do appreciate it.
Aby si nepřipadal jako u výslechu, že mu svítíme baterkou do obličeje.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
No, když mě přivítá touhle s tou větou, bych si skoro tipnul, že tady náš kvér nebude.
What can I do for you?
Omlouvám se, vypadá to, že vás ruším. Potřes hlavou hanba, jak nedostatečná je policejní aktivita v těchto končinách. Tedyž je tu rum. Povězte, měl jste v poslední době nějaké potíže?
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Skutku úctyhodná sbírka, typické vyprázdněné konzumní předměty. Upřímně si myslím, že něco z vašeho sortimentu je vkusnější. Váš podnikatelský záměr je roztříštěný, měl byste se specifikovat. A rozšířit to, no, pokývej.
It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Roli světý, a pokud ano, tak čím? Mohli byste nám pomoci s vyšetřováním? Mimochodem máte nějaké zbraně, třeba ty, které nosí policisté? Tak, mám tu něco, co bych rád prodal. Můžeme prodat ty flašky?
Let me have a look.
Prohlédnu kapsy, vstup do menu zastavárny.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Já nevím, jestli to nebudu potřebovat tyhle ty věci. Aha, takže flašky tady neprodáme.
Another time, perhaps.
42%, elektrochemie 3. Moment. Nám přece ty rukavice byly co? Elektrochemie 1. A ty, co máme teďka na sobě, nám dělají co? Technologie. Zkusíme si vyměnit rukavice a ještě si boostnout trošičku elektrochemii.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Hnedka máme 58%. Zkusíme to.
Okay, he definitely is high.
No tak.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Pyrolidonu? Co je těžkého sehnat?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Zdá se mi to, nebo je to vážně teplo? Přistup blíž, pane, mohl byste si sundat sluneční brýle, rád bych si prohlédl váš...
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
Nesoudím vás, jen jsem zvědavý. Sám jsem nejspíš vylízel hromady pyrolidonu, když jsem ztratil paměť. Klídek chlapáků jsem polda v klídečku. Co chce trošku toho, co si dáváte?
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile clean-up. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
Lidová hromada?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
Proč se tomu říkalo lidová hromada?
Construction began during the commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
Řekněte mi víc o té jednotce nouzové pomoci, ve které jste byl.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick.
To muselo být krušné odklízení. Ne, být krušné odklízení radioaktivního materiálu.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths, cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Čí byla vina, že generátor selhal?
No one's. Everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Jste se dostal k vedení
The
zastavárny.
cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Nechceme tohle, to chceme být čistý. Mohl byste nám pomoct
I doubt it,
vyšetřování?
but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Víte něco o tom nedávném
I
oběšení?
do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Mimochodem,
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
ale tak jsem jí tam přeci jenom Byla tady ten náš kvér. Byl tady.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Pátky s ní. Ať to jakože nezhroutíme. Tak moment, já vám prodal svoji zbraň. Byl kupující také policista, teď už alespoň vím, jak jsem přišel o zbraň. Pobavme se o něčem jiném. Tak moment, já vám prodal svoji zbraň.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol citizens' militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Byl kupující také policista?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
To má jediné vysvětlení. Musí být jednou z mých poblázněných paninek. No je to mstitelka, chce dokázat, že dokáže dělat naši práci lépe než my. Také se mi to nelíbí, co když plánuje spáchat zločin a svést ho na občanskou milici.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Jaký nápad, kdybych to kupující našel?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Každopádně o prasatech o nás mluvil neustále ten Kuno.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Teď už alespoň vím, jak jsem přišel o zbraň. Pobavme se o něčem
Of
jiném.
course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
OK. Tak aspoň víme, že jsme tady střelili svůj kvér. Někdo ho koupil ze zastávárny, kam jsme jí střelili. Dobře.
G'day to you, officers.
Nazdymodle.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Hezky jedno po druhé, co to vlastně děláte, muži na Zdymodle?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Víte, co způsobilo tu spoušť?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
To bude mít něco společného s těma stopama, co byly tam? U toho oběšence? S tím proraženým plotem?
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Bych dostal kousek?
Sure thing.
It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Tak.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
To urveme, ne?
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Dobře, tak tady s tím asi nic neuděláme. Jdeme prohledat koš. Flašky! Jenom ještě se dozvědět, kde je můžeme odezdat, aby jsme za to dostali nějaký peníze. Makarony zabalené v plastu s nápisem humanitární pomoc. Humanitární pomoc tuňák, není určeno k dalšímu prodeji. To jde od mesiny. To je něco pro každého.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
Oh. Ty prodáváš potravinovou pomoc, která by měla být zadarmo?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang!
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Ne, je to nebezpečný hazard, jo.
Don't shoot, officer! Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
Přepadení.
Good one, officer! You're a funny guy! Now what can I do for you?
Jenom si z vás střílím. Ve skutečnosti jsem tu proto, abych z vás dostal odpovědi na opravdové policejní otázky.
Then fire away, officer!
Tak, co to prodáváte za
Only
zboží?
the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Kde jste je vzal?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
Máte vůbec povolení toto všechno prodávat?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Kimi, je to pravda? To opravdu nepotřebuje žádné povolení.
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
Počkat, ale co tady v tom případě děláme, když tu nejsou žádná povolení? Zadívat se na Kima a na policejní odznak na jeho rukávu.
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I am not, however.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the Gossamer state.
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Země babího léta, máte pravdu. Super, jsem součástí tohoto nepatrného, téměř neexistujícího státního aparátu. Všichni skvělí hoši chrání podnikatele, zatímco všichni ostatní žijí v ruinách. No, napadají mě i horší věci. Ale vy jste cizinec. Chráním obchodní zájmy cizích národů. Pak tady chráním státní bezpráví. Nejsem strážce zákona, jsem tedy strážce obyčejné anarchie. Dobře, takže žádné povolení. Super. Budeme neutrální.
Hyper cool.
Existuje nějaká sleva pro takové pohodáře, jako jsem já?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
Opravdu jsou ty...
My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you think? Shake things up?
To bude asi všechno.
Anything for you.
Ale na cedulkách těch potravin, které tu prodáváte, je napsáno humanitární pomoc. Odkud přišli?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Přečíte snad myšlenku humanitární pomoci, měla být zdarma. To z ní dělá právě humanitární pomoc. Napsáno, není určeno k dalšímu prodeji. Nehraj si se mnou, trávče, o co tu jde?
It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna. Why not some macaroni too? No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Kdo to přesně je?
Oh, he's a good guy. I think you'd get along. I'll let you know the next time he's around.
Interesting.
Odkud jste?
See? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samoan Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
Nemáte zač, snažím se odpadnout jiné. O tom vůbec mluvím, je to nějaký druh reakce mé mysli.
No, it's very cool, officer. You're a cool cop for caring about those things. You should buy cool glasses too.
72%. Schválně, jestli to vyjde.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Chtěl byste podpořit člena místní policie?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
Berte to jako
An
investici.
investment? What kind of investment?
Je to investice do mě, do vysoce experimentální lidské bytosti. Můj poměr rizika a odměny je šílený. Já vám tu humanitární pomoc, kterou přeprodáváte, zabavovat nebudu. Jsem policista a tohle je investice na podporu dobrých vztahů s Rom. Je to jako investovat do vaší zákaznické základny. Musíte ji naplnit. Řekne mu to na rovinu.
That! You drive a hard bargain, officer. I respect that. Okay. What's it going to cost me? Be reasonable.
10. Na cool. Milion nám nedá.
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
Korupce.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes.
Don't be shy. These are premium class.
Save the economy? That sounds off. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand. Buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving. Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. Very cool. The economy thanks you, officer.
Vidí v té hromadě hadrů něco, co by mohlo stát za záchranu. 83%.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Prozatím odejdi. Ledový klid, -1 mrazení v týle.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Na 50.
Only? That's madness. Fun ultra. Wear the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine? These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them.
Samaran trash? That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Hmm.
No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. Well, if you want them... But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra.
Damn, so you have to buy the sneakers first.
Dobře. Tak, vteřinku, odskočím si. Takže. Tady máme něco. Tohle to nechceme -2. To máme na 29. Do středečního rána. Tím se otevře nová oblast. Okay.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for $2.50.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
-1 logika. OK. Prohrab krabici.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Máme 58%.
No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent cap.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere $6.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun, not like those cheap plastic shades.
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Přidej body k dovednosti konceptuálnost, aby se otevřelo tohle OK. +1 vnímání. Sportovní kšildovka. Hele. Budeme vypadat trošičku jak ty děti, ale +1 k vnímání. Ale já potřebuji teďka šetřit asi prachy na to, aby jsme v pohodě mohli zaplatit tam za ten hotel. Bych to tak viděl. Tak, kde jsme ještě nebyli? Tam u těch stávkujících jsme nebyli. Tady vzadu jsme ještě nebyli. Pojďme se podívat tam na ty stávkující. Kam? Proč nevidím, kolik toho obsahuje 16 láhví? Jsem chtěl říct, proč nevidím, kolik toho tam v té tašce je. Super taška. Humanox.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
Se dokázal propálit skrz celou státní pokladnu.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Chtěl bych spát na zlatě v kšeftařském stylu, král je králem a může dělat cokoliv. Tady může být pravda. Upohá praška, není divu, že všechno šlo do sraček.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Prkačem cukříčku.
Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Já umění opravdu nerozumím.
Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be controversial in a neighborhood mostly populated by the left-leaning working class. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution, but the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Možná to má souvislost s vraždou? Co?
If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murder, we'll get an overwhelming amount of loose threads. But then again, we don't really know what we are dealing with here, so I've made a note. Don't hold your breath.
The king stands high above you, surveying.
Plus 1 fyzická vybavenost. To je buď a nebo. Rozumím. Že si prohlídneme tady to auto, myslím, že bylo aktivní a potom to je někdo na pokec. Aha. No ale moment, nejdřív jsem řekl, že budeme řešit tady ty, co tady stávkují.
Lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays. It is the seal of Royalist era Revachol. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
Uvidím, že to je tenhle ten, tady, co tady stojí.
We have a right to work!
Z toho kouká hodně problémů.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Bych to dělal.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Dobře, tak to asi ne.
We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Jakém důvodu to tedy mluvíme? Myslím, že jsem si ještě nevybral žádnou stranu. Bez ohledu na to mám na vás pár otázek.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Taky se chci dostat do toho přístaviště. Co je to za stávku? Kdo jsou všichni ty stávkující? O co vám přesně jde? Co je to za stávku?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
Stýchám lidi kvůli vraždě, která se tu stala. Tamhle za tím hostelem.
I know nothing about a murder.
Že bychom měli našeho člověka, který ho tam odnes.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity.
Let us work!
Jsou
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Dobře, odkud jste?
What's it to you?
Jsem je zvědavý. Chystám se vyřešit tenhle stávkový zmatek. Jen tak, je to součást vyšetřování.
No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Vyhazovač, kde? Chodím do hodně barů, možná je to nějaký, který znám. Působivé, o barech už něco vím, z několika jsem byl vyhozen, možná proto mi připadáte povědomí. Jsem abstinent, ale nějaká práce vás sem přivedla. Která to byla?
Worked at Territorium. Ring a bell?
Ne, ale možná jsem tam byl, moc dobře si to nepamatuji. Nikdy jsem o tom neslyšel.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territorium. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
OK. Toho moc nedozvíme. To vám přesně jde.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
Vy se nemůžete dostat skrz tu bránu.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it.
Jak zlý může být jeden člověk? Zase, že jste celkem schopný.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Uvažovali jste o tom, že jste tam vtrhli jako vy všichni? Proč si s nimi prostě nepromluvíte?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
RPP.
Scott?
Mañana.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Co to vlastně je ten stropou?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Já se to všichni
It's
vzali.
me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scam. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scam. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Zkoušel jste s nimi mluvit?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
Nejsem s trubou, jsem Polda.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Přišli jsme vyřešit vraždu.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Téměř nemožné. Jsem si na 91% jistý, že to nikdy nevyřeším. Nemám ponětí, co dělám. Možná mi pomůžete tím, že mi řeknete, kdo to udělal.
Of course, policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
I walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him. Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again. And you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Okay.
Sure. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Tak, co bylo tady dole? Ještě mě zajímá. Můžeme vrátit flašky. Jste tak viděl.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Proč náhle?
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
1,60, okay.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. we don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
1 zdraví. Plus 3 zdraví. Morálka. Morálka, OK.
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Uh-huh. Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
A kde je ten čpavek? Zcela evidentně nikde. Kdo je svatý Batista?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
Jedna odolnost. Kradni. Co je tohle?
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult. A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of... There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Sem neby, všechno to nutně potřebuji. Nic neříkej, jen nasávají atmosféru. Tohle není dobré místo pro léčícího se narkomana.
Guess not, no.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Prosím, řekněte mi o těchto výrobcích více. Prodáváte nějaké podpultové zboží? Vzečená morálka.
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Fritte.
I don't know. Frit? a 7 to 11 grocery store.
Aha.
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Revachol, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Výslavní lidé. Leshalové, velmi futuristické, ťukni prstem do líbajících se dívek. Zapomeňte na to, co je to za... Co je to za tu modní policii? Třeba když si ji nakloníme, tak si s ní líp pokecáme.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. Her shoulders tense. She shuffles back only slightly. Bewilderment and repulsion root her in place. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half smile.
Tak to asi nevyšlo.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Má Frida skladiště vzadu v Cárech?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
A tak dejte mi něco, s čím můžu pracovat.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Co o mrtvo?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Znala jste toho muže?
Not really.
Znamená to, že jste ho znala jen trochu?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Jak dlouho tam už je?
I don't know, really long.
Co myslíte, že se stalo?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Můžete mi říct něco o realitě, ve které žijeme?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
Dobře, schválně. Ekonomická realita.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
OK. 15 je skvělý věk naučit se něco o ekonomické realitě.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic.
Co to fyzikální?
I don't know. What about it? We're in Frit? as mankind or as a nation or...
What will her essay prompt be?
Jako lidstvo schválně?
In a good place. I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kinda big. I don't know.
Jaký je čas?
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
Co je to
When
revoluce?
ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
Co na kterou jsme měli v Revacholu?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
Koalice, co je to? Někdo mi řekl,
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. Cool.
Tak, máme nějaký nový bodík. Tak. Do čeho bychom to tak chtěli nacpat? Možná do sugestivnosti, aby jsme nebyli odpudiví, aby lidi s náma chtěli trochu víc mluvit. Dosažen strop dovednosti. Aha. No to přemluvání a vyzařování šarmu z tebe udělá slizouna. Ty to budeš vědět, i když nikdo jiný nebude. S nízkou úrovní sugestivnosti však budeš mít problém navázat s ostatními jakýkoliv vztah. Budeš sám? A to jak ve dne, tak v noci. No bomba. To znamená, že my nemůžeme mít ani dvojku, jo? No bomba. Policejní duch. Zdánlivé rychlosti může poslat do kolen. S nízkou autoritou si však věčně v trapných situacích, například když se psychicky zhroutíš po té, co seřveš puberťáky a oni se ti vysmějí. Aha. Na vysokých. Se to umožní ti proniknout reality, získat tohle do toho, co zrak nevidí, co se skutečně děje. Na vysokých úrovních vnitřní svět oživuje neživé. Budeš vést rozhovory se svým oblečením, rozhovory, které mohou změnit průběh vyšetřování, pokud tě předtím nezavřou do blázince. S nízkou úrovní vnitřního světa však budeš postrádat představivost a charakter. A jak pak budeš utvářet vesmír? Zkusíme trošičku autoritu. Na vysokých úrovních autorita vyžaduje respekt. I zdánlivá maličkost tě může poslat do kolen. S nízkou autoritou si však věčně v trapných situacích. Například, když se psychicky zhroutíš poté, co seřeš povrťáky, oni se ti vysmějí. Zkusíme si zdvihnout autoritu. Trošku. Aspoň trošku. Ale zatím z tady toho všeho vypadá to, že máme tady úplně nejméně ze všeho. Každopádně tady jsme jenom prodali flašky, ale nic víc. Tady neuděláme. Až tady nemám tu cifru, kolik mám zaplatit. To jsou jenom dočasný bonusy tohle, takže abych se toho možná neměl vůbec bát. Jo, zkusíme si promluvit tam s tím hromotlukem teda, jestli se dostaneme někam dál. případě stávky stiskněte tlačítko za stráž. Stojí se tady. Dobře.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Ale tělo teď není důležité, jsem policie a musíme se dostat do přístavu. Nic neříkej, nejdřív si ho prohlídni.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Jo. Tak, vypni hruč a nic neříkej. Zkusíme tohle.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
My jsme teďka asasíny dohráli, proč tady už zase na nás kouká Al-Ghul? Al-Ghula jsme zabili v asasínech.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Al-Ghul? Přišišni si ke svému dechu. Kýme, je to opravdu tak zlé?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
S Al-Ghulem nemám problém. Jen o víkendech si trochu přihnu. To by stačilo, potřebuji, abyste otevřel ty dveře do přístavu.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Sandwich race is waning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Ten tlustý rasista tamhle, uvaž na rasistického kamionáka, vy jste ho jen nechal, ať tu nakládá nějaké železo. Jsem od policie a potřebuji, abyste začal spolupracovat hned. Přístup o krok blíž. Ta rasová záležitost teď není důležitá. Potřebuji jen, abyste mi pomohl udělat mou práci, prosím.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
S tím vším jste měl pravdu, ale teď potřebuji, abyste mě pustil do přístavu. No, toliko k nějaký policejní autoritě tady.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshached's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
Znamená by to, že bych se sám musel stát semenskou nadrasou?
Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Přihlas se k jeho pokročilé rasové teorii. Aha. My ho můžeme přesvědčit, že jsme taky rasisti. Jde to nějak jinak? Pracujete odbory, nejsou oni bílí?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
Jo, ale pořád jim sloužíte. Jak je tohle bráno v potaz vo všem životě?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Jsem komunista, komunismus je docela fajn, individualismus je můj styl je taková tajemná a čtvrtá věc. Individualismus je můj styl.
Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
V skutečnosti to mám z diska. Je to tak, jsem rock'n'rollová hvězda a rebel. Kultura mládeže nemá vliv na mé uvažování. Ve skutečnosti to mám z diska.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Úžasné, ale já se teď musím dostat do přístavu v policejní záležitosti.
What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting into this harbor.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
Ten minulý rasista se mi zamlouval víc. Jak víte, že to bude další rasista?
There always is.
Race is reality.
Co má znázorňovat na vaše tetování?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
A to vás velké uční naličky, jste si jistý, že nejsem takový lepší než aby, máte pravdu. Jste si jistý?
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
Víte něco o tomhle hrnku?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it.
Že by ten týpek byl ten, co tam dones toho oběšence? Že by?
Racist.
Welcome to... You must think redhead.
I am...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree.
The size of the earlobes is not a real cranium.
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean-Luc.
Yes. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, because it is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Ghul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur-la-Clé and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi.
Zajímavé, takže jeden z nich předků...
Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al-Ghul. That is the only reason you are here.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
Jak to vymyslíme možná jinak. Jsme to tam kolem toho mrtváka, bych to tak viděl. Tam nějak přes ty střechy. Možná. Případně, než ještě se pustíme dál, bychom mohli pořešit tady tu knihovnu. Jo, ale máme půlnoc pryč. Pokračování, přátelé, někdy příště. Pokračování někdy příště. Každopádně kousíček jsme možná tak nějak jako, že se posunuli. Už minimálně víme, že Kvér má někdo, že jsme ho dali do zastavárny. Takže uvidíme, co bude dál. A kdy? To teďka bude asi s otazníčkem, přátelé. Asi než abych to pouštěl takhle vždycky pozdě večer, tak možná přijdou nějaký day offy a vrátíme se potom v nějakým rozumnějším čase pokračování. Ale to je jako vždycky, ještě si nejsem jistý. Je možný, že třeba takovýhle pozdnější streamy, že budou teďka nějakou chvilku pokračovat, jestli to budu zvládat. Uvidíme. Každopádně jako vždycky. Sem tam mrkněte do nadpisu vypnutého streamu, když by přišel nějaký day off, pozdní stream nebo něco podobného, budu se to tam snažit nějak zavčas dávat vědět, ale pro teď je to všechno. Takže já vám všem děkuji za návštěvu, přeju vám krásnou dobrou noc a u nějakého dalšího streamu zase. Ahoj.